All right, guys, Wednesday, September 16th. Part one, we got a 12-minute EMOM and one power clean. So these are longer, or they should feel longer. 12 heavy power cleans should catch up pretty quick. So as always, you want to go about this based on a few things. So ability, and what I mean by ability is kind of how long you've been doing this and how much data points that you have available to you. So if CrossFit, if Olympic weightlifting is still new, and what I mean by that is like you're still learning positions and you're still trying to figure out what's my heaviest, or you're setting PRs on a weekly basis, stuff like that. Like this is going to kind of be a little bit tougher for you to kind of figure out how to navigate your jumps. If you've been doing this for a long time, you may have a better idea, and that's going to dictate where you start and how heavy you go. So if it's still new, you can, I would encourage you to build every minute until you feel like the lift maybe starts to get a little sloppy. And at that point, maybe you just stay at that weight and you try to get better for however many minutes are left. If you've done this for a while and you have an idea of what your heavy power clean might be, I would encourage you to start a lot heavier, okay? And condense the jumps and make the jumps a lot closer together. If you, for example, know your heaviest power clean is 200 pounds and you can start at like 175 and finish at 200, and maybe some of those minutes are the exact same weight, that's awesome, okay? One thing, if you look at beyond the whiteboard for something like this, it will record like total poundage moved. So as you condense the jumps, the poundage moved becomes greater as opposed to taking bigger jumps over the course of those 12 minutes. So just some suggestions, but as always, it's 12 minutes to work on a lift and to make it better each minute. So part one. Part two, every 5 minutes for 20 minutes, we got 5 power clean and jerks at 165 and 108, and then a 15-12 bike calorie sprint. So you've got 5 minutes to complete that sequence. 5 power clean jerks at 165 and 108, which is just outside of, for most of us, probably that threshold of where it gets uncomfortable to try and do it as touch and go. And that's kind of the point here, is maybe find something that you might be able to touch and go, but it's going to be really hard to do so, okay? And if you do decide to hang on, it's going to be a little painful once you get to the bike. So singles are fine. You're just racing against the clock, okay? So heavy-ish, all right, challenging, but still goes pretty quick. Those 5 should be done in probably under 30 seconds, okay? And then you got the 15-12 bike calorie sprint, and we know what that feels like. It's just really uncomfortable. We've done a few of these in the last few months since we've been back, and that sprint is relative to you, okay? Now, the score today is going to be, we're going to record the weight that you guys decide to use, but also the cumulative time, which means you need to go as fast as you can in that 5-minute window. At the end of this, you're going to take those 4 efforts, okay, because it's every 5 for 20. You're going to take those 4 efforts, and you're going to add up the amount of time it took you to complete each one of those efforts, and that is going to be your score, okay? Take a look at the scaling options for the row and run if you decide to do that. Should be a good one. And then we'll call it a Wednesday.